And I'm going to be playing my own level from the Koopa Castle Contest 2. Since I'm a judge and a participant, I will not be given a score. And I'm going to ask Prox, please do not score this level based off of my playstyle. Ready?
I won't. I just hope. But I have play tested this level and beta tested. Right now we are greeted with fish inside of ice water.
Which I thought I removed.
Which is basically weird. Which is really weird, and I don't understand why there aren't any fish in the other bodies of water in this level. Because, yeah, this doesn't make any sense to me. And it's just in that one area too. And plus, the fish should probably have been. Those fish should have been dead already. Hypothermia should have killed them.
You know water freezes from the top down.
Yeah, I know that, but still, fish are cold-blooded. Or I could be dead wrong about that, but whatever. I'm pretty sure they're cold-blooded.
Should I explain why I'm playing with Link only?
Sure.
Basically, in these contests, I've actually been taken off because a level is impossible with Link. I'm actually, if I cannot beat my own level with Link, then I do not have the right to actually hold other people responsible for the same thing.
And also, those skewers will kill some of the NPCs.
Yeah, I know. Also, there's one thwomp I'm wondering if I ever fixed or not.
And also, that area up there used to be breakable. I used to be able to just fly up there and skip the level completely, but he fixed that. The place is a huge maze, though, so it can be kind of difficult to figure out where everything is, and plus there are so many secrets as well as puzzles. The puzzles aren't bad. It's the
I forgot to remove that thwomp.
Yeah, that thwomp I don't necessarily agree with. It's too narrow. And also you can change the weather in this. And that sleet will actually hurt you. And he honestly should have specified that in his level instead of just explaining it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to look at the readmes.
The sleet will hurt you, but if you don't know that, it's an unfair hit. So the only way to avoid it is using the Tanuki suit, which is why he put in so many generators. But still, there's little to no indication, and also that enemy just died. And also, since there are so many doors, you can easily get lost in this castle. So yeah, it's not really fun.
Okay, that's actually kind of difficult to pull off, but nah.
There's a checkpoint, which is pretty good. So you're not gonna get that checkpoint yet.
Okay, I thought I put an invisible block there.
Also, 2 power-ups over an item. And yeah, that secret star can only be accessed when a certain type of weather is used. When a certain type of weather is in use, I should say. But yeah, it's pretty much a guessing game as far as which one should be which, and honestly, there's no indication of it either.
Each drop.
So basically, well, I know you need a certain type of weather to do it, but again, there's no indication of what you have to do to get that. It's just there. And you could have just randomly found This is basically how I played his level. I went around, I just flipped through a bunch of switches, then I went over and the star path was open, and I'm like, okay, cool, free star. But I didn't know how I did it. So basically, I was, yeah. Again, there was no indication whatsoever. And so it's really confusing to other players who don't know what they're doing in this level.
Oh,
So and there's no way that anyone could ever figure it out.
by the way, that right there used to be breakable only during the rain.
Yeah.
I'll see if I...
Yeah, like I said, no clear indication, just a huge guessing game.
Oh, and by the way, does anyone like the moving rubies?
Well, it's different. I wouldn't have done it. I mean, those were supposed to be coins, but yeah, he's playtesting this as Link, since he pretty much already playtested the crap out of it with any other character. And so have I. In fact, I found so many ways of breaking his level in the past, and I did it by complete accident too. Which is an even sadder part.
Prox, do you want to say what the other two types of precipitation do?
I know what snow does, I know what rain does, I know what sleet does. Sleet hurts you. Snow basically makes everything slippery.
Sleet does the same thing.
And rain... Yeah, but... And rain just floods everything.
Oh, it's supposed to. I didn't actually successfully pull that part off.
No, you didn't.
And if you go down here, golden pendant spawner.
Or Tanuki suit.
And if we want up.
Yeah. There are some clever secrets in this level, but some of the secrets in here are just weird guessing games, like, okay, I went in one direction, I changed the weather, and I went back, and honestly, no one would ever think to go back in certain areas, such as collecting a star. Because honestly, they could just move on and completely forget about the star, and not know how to get it, because it has to be triggered with a random weather. There's also moon coins in this level, which also activate a secret star, which I don't think he showcased.
I've been showcasing that the entire time. I'm going to see if I can actually break this with Link. Which I can.
Yeah, you can.
And if you notice all this over to the right, and a door that's a one-way.
Yeah, and there's also a chance that you can get stuck if you fool around up there. It happened to me before.
Yeah, if you mess around on purpose.
But the secret star is... Yeah, if you do it on purpose. But yeah, you can't get stuck. I've done it because I was trying to break his level, and I got stuck.
So, that's a point that you should not try to break someone's level?
Not necessarily. I mean, you can if you want. If you find something that you know you can exploit, then do it.
But if you know it'll cause an error.
But if it will cause an error, then don't do it. Unless you're boss out at 8 and you just want to do it just for fun. Just cause a runtime error randomly.
Also, do you notice these down here?
Yeah, why are they there?
So you can't. It's the only way I thought of actually making it so you cannot break it. The secret,
Oh, okay.
the secret star. I remember how you broke the secret star by going down there too early.
Yeah. Yeah. But another thing is you'd have to go all the way around just to get the secret star, which is kind of inconvenient.
Nah. Without the fairy pendant, this is actually even still easy-ish.
Yeah. And the only reason why my level wasn't possible with Link was because of the propeller blocks. I don't know, maybe, just maybe you could have made the jump, I don't know. That was, when I said it, that my level was impossible with Link, that was theoretically talking. I know that Link can jump 9 blocks high with a Tanuki suit, or, yeah.
Yeah, then that means that that could have affected your score for nothing.
Yeah. I would, next time, if you were to make an official score...
Oh, I haven't made an official score yet.
I know, that's what I'm saying. When you do, make sure that it's possible with Link. If it's not, well, oh well.
By the way, if you fall to the far right, you advance in the level, but you miss it.
You'd have to go back and start all over, which is really stupid.
No, you missed out on the star. It's called a secret star for a reason.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't have to be that difficult to get to. Especially since you have to wander all over the place just to get there.
And if you notice, I purposely skipped both sets of player blocks in the level just so I can test this level with only Link. But you have to admit that the moving coins is a nice gimmick, though, or a touch.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, but everything else kind of, eh. But yeah, you have to do all of that just to get to a secret star. Honestly, I find a little inconvenient. I think it's too much to do just for a secret star. Especially since I broke the level earlier, and I got it super easily. I know it wasn't his intention, so I would have marked him down for that.
And you can't really judge from anything that I'm showing either.
And also, here's another thing, no background objects whatsoever.
You know why?
I know why, but still. So it kind of looks a little bit on the bland side, except for the tiles. And also, I don't know why those are there.
I'll show you why if I actually die.
Because that's how I broke the level. That's how I got stuck. Because I just threw him off. And then I blocked my path. I couldn't get out. And honestly, they don't really serve a purpose. Seems McDragon forgot how to solve his own puzzle.
Also, do you see that thing on the far right? This right here is... This right here is so, you know, you can't actually... Fox, do you remember what the weather was set to?
Snow.
No.
That's the weather station. And what's really bad about that is that if it takes you back to the weather station after you've solved all those puzzles, it kind of defeats the purpose of progression. And also, if you set that to rain, then you'll be able to get another secret star. And also, there's the third moon coin.
Which, in turn, if you have all three of them...
gives you access to the third star. It's the moon star, basically.
You needed to be set to rain before you can even go down here. Also,
that skewer can hurt you when you're under there.
Really?
You set the tip to a spike, right?
No.
Oh. Okay, then it can't hurt you then. And also, once you collect all 3 stars, you get a massive shortcut in the level, which honestly isn't much of a reward, but
Should I showcase what this area looks like when it's not raining? Nah.
And Ludwig's clown car is, yeah, you don't have to, is weak to stone and spring. And that's the first part. Now we get to see his incredibly broken boss. As for the level itself, I would give it... I'd put it in the 5 range. Because of, you know... The level is pretty much a guessing game. And also, why did you set it to 2 players?
Just so I can showcase something. So both players will get a power-up.
Huh. Okay.
Because, keep in mind, that I'm not touching the controls.
Yeah.
And that's what those, a question mark blocks.
And also, that darkness effect makes the colors look really strange. I wouldn't recommend using that.
Yeah, I still need to fix that.
And I thought you told me that you got...
Oh, I have.
As I remember, that caused major lag for me, and I have a pretty strong computer. Also, you can collect those.
Those are not bombs.
Wait, what? Those aren't bombs, but they do give you points. Okay, maybe the boss isn't possible. Maybe it is. I don't know. The boss looks that part would be really hard with Link. Since you have to hit him 3 times. It used to be you were set on a timer. And also, this part can be broken with Link and with any other character, because when I played this with Mario, I just froze one of the projectiles and then I held it up against the SMB3 Bowser and I broke him. Then what I did was just ride the elevator up while jumping over a bunch of Bowser statues. But yeah, this is a test of survival, which honestly I thought was a little excessive. And he fell off. And this boss has 5 forms, ladies and gentlemen. 5 forms. For reasons I can't fathom.
What?
I don't know why he made it so huge. But, eh.
Well, it is used in Witch King and I's project.
But for a Koopaling boss, that's a little excessive. Bowser Jr., okay. Koopalings, no.
It's up to Witch King whether he likes it or not, and whether it's in or not. I keep forgetting that Link cannot block that. By the way, the music is custom remixed by Dr. Luigi, specifically for this fight.
I still like the music I used better, though. Although it was a good remix.
Ah, great.
Oh. Well, that's new.
I've never actually came across that during testing.
Yeah, I haven't either. I guess that only happens if you play as Link. Well, oh well, that's yet another thing. That's yet another thing wrong with this boss. There's so many bugs in it, it's crazy. And yet, now all you have to do is wait, and honestly, these Bowser statues pose no threat to you because you have your shield.
And fun fact, I've actually done the entire boss fight without taking a single hit.
Well, actually, no, you haven't. Not yet.
Yeah, I have.
You haven't taken a hit now, but you haven't gone through the entire boss without taking a hit yet.
What I mean is, on one of my playthroughs, I've made it without actually killing this third form. I've actually beaten the entire thing without taking a hit. With
make this.
With Mario.
Well, you did make this level, too.
But the thing is, I've only been able to do it once or twice. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, here's the third checkpoint.
Also, in this form, you can easily break this by, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you can trigger multiple weather attacks at once, and eventually it'll be way too much to dodge.
Frost, you want to say how many?
Which has happened to me before.
You want to say the most you've had on
I
scam?
managed to get both sleet, rain, and snow at once. Where the ground was deteriorating, there were lightning bolts coming down, and there was sleet coming down as well. And also, this boss is easily broken with Link.
Not easily, but yeah.
Also, there is a good chance that you can get stuck in a certain area, based on how he made it. And also, he made the gaps kind of small as well. So you can easily slide into, like this for example. He made it slippery. So yeah, he was able to do it there, but it's really hard to pull off because you'd have to get yourself positioned correctly. And with ice physics, that's really hard to do. Also, you can pick up those springs and kill the boss.
This is the true boss, though. And do you see how I started off with a different type?
Yeah, well, I know that, but like I said, if you stand at the wrong place in the wrong time, you can get multiple weather effects at once, and which is a fatal flaw to this boss.
What in the world was that?
So, yeah.
And by the way, I'm playing all of these levels consecutively too, by the way.
What was that? That's never happened before.
What?
The yellow exclamation point blocks were folding in on themselves.
Oh, because of Ludwig just moving the axis. Yes, this was done with invisible axis.
Yeah, and that's also why it's so laggy sometimes.
The entire screen's filled with invisible axis, so...
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? That's also why it was able to glitch so bad.
I'm not sure if it can jump high enough to touch his clown car. By the way, based off of the one you've seen in Boss Edits level and this one, does anything look familiar?
The background?
Haha.
And the clown car.
What were you saying about pixel perfect precision?
Well, if you have slippery physics, then it makes things really difficult.
Ah, great. What?
And this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. He triggered multiple weather effects at once. He's lucky it was the same one.
Kind of.
But there have been times where I've gotten like rain, snow, and sleet, and then snow again, or something like that. And I would have to dodge every single weather effect at once.
Which is impossible.
Is a fatal flaw to this form of the boss. Boss can be easily broken, and it's just not good in my opinion. I mean, it has potential, but it needs to be cleaned up a lot. But the thing is, he can't fix the issues, so yeah. But I'm still gonna take off points because it does actually
affect gameplay. I mean,
sure, you can't. Yeah, it does affect the gameplay majorly. Like, if it was only affecting the gameplay slightly, and if it was something that he couldn't fix, I would be a bit more lenient with it. But not this time. I can't. Snow.
Do you want to explain the power-ups?
Well, for snow, there's ice flowers. For rain, there's, I think, fire flowers. And for sleet, there's Tanuki suits. You can avoid the sleet.
And you want to say how I originally had this thing had to be fought?
Well, what he wanted to do in the first place was to make the player jump on the spring and hit the boss with a statue, which would have been way too hard. But then he found out that you could pick up the springs and just throw it at him. And also, you've been dying a lot on that section.
Well, you know what I have to do to actually hit him, right?
Yeah. If you jump up. See, this is what I was talking about. Imagine if this was your... If you were forced to do this. Yeah. Yeah, and really psychotic laughing.
That was done on purpose.
Yeah, I know. And death.
Can I please get sleet or rain?
Yeah, that's another thing. You can get stuck with the same weather. Again, randomly generated. Again, snow. Yeah, we haven't seen rain yet. In fact, rain is rare.
And once you get rain, it's hard to get out of it. Because unlike RPG Fan 4, I've actually didn't actually just place an entire sections of all rain, all sleet, or all yeah, I didn't actually do 3 different things always in one area.
He should have, because if he did that, then this boss would be less broken.
What I always found a flaw with RPG Fan 4's thing, what?
That's not supposed to happen.
What?
That window that popped up.
Oh, that's just an error with my computer.
What's gonna interfere with Bandicam's recording, so. Looks like he's gonna be doing that. Oh no, here comes sleet. And yes, I don't know how long he's been on this form, but I'd say a good 10 to 15 minutes and he still hasn't beaten this form yet. That's how annoying this form can be.
Ah, great, I got the fire flower.
We finally got rain. And yeah, that can also happen too. If you were looking to get another power-up and you trigger a different weather, you can, like, especially in Link's case, that can happen. That's if you want to play this level as Link. I recommend playing this level with Mario. And yeah, the rain sort of floods the area, which is a nice effect, but except for that floating splash effect, which he can't fix.
I can.
You can?
Yes, that's the first time I've actually encountered the quote-unquote floating.
I've seen that.
First time.
In fact, I told you about that.
Oh, first time I've seen it though, and I know how to fix it. Just make the effect invisible.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. I told you about that before.
I did not remember that.
Tested.
I'm out of power-ups.
Yeah. Rain.
That's 3 hits within 1 aerial slash.
Yeah. And we're still fighting this boss. Yeah.
You remember what I said.
Yeah, I know. This boss seems to be unnecessarily difficult. Like, unreasonably difficult with Link.
And you said people break bosses with Link.
Well, yeah, but not in this case. Not in the way you made it.
So that's a good thing. Kind of.
Yeah, but it's not as simple as with the other characters where you just have to throw a spring up at it. Snow. Okay. You just died.
Thing is, I was actually on top.
Take 507. It's gonna be a long recording.
Well, I am recording all 7 levels consecutively, though.
Yeah. I hope you're not going to put them all into one video, because that would take way too long.
I'm not allowed to.
Good. Because that would be way too long. If you were allowed to, would you do it?
No.
Good.
On camera, I don't think I've been hit with sleep yet, as in physically hit with it. And that's the 4th time I've dodged the 32 gap.
Again, it should not be that narrow with frozen physics. I know you've dodged it, but not everyone can do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've only been able to dodge it a few times in the many attempts I've done this.
I've dodged it for...
Plus, I think Link has a bigger resistance to frozen physics.
That's the 5th time in a row.
Again, I think Link has a bigger resistance to frozen physics.
The only damage I've taken during sleep has been from Ludwig himself.
But I think Link has a bigger tolerance to, the frozen effect.
Well, he is the slowest character.
Yeah, so that's probably why you're able to do it so easily.
Can you imagine if this was an actual boss in a Zelda game, though?
This would be one of the most annoying bosses ever. And there goes the splash effect. Boing. That did a lot of damage. Boing. Sleet.
And without a Tanuki suit. Which of the three do you like most?
Yeah. Out of all of them, I'd have to go with Rain.
You were saying.
Yep. This is the most functional one.
Functional? How is Snow not functional?
Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, Snow is functional. But once the platform deteriorates entirely, you'll only have those two block wide platforms to stand on. Block pillars, I should say. And you have to deal with dodging Rinkas as well, which doesn't exactly help. And I'm surprised that you didn't use Lockatoo's, throwing Lockatoo's.
Huh?
I'm surprised you didn't use Lockatoo's or throwing Lockatoo's.
How do you know that?
As far as the Rinkas. How do I know that? Because I can tell by how it's being used, it's not generating off of the NPC. Not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's interesting. Different.
The intention is for it to be coming straight out of his wand.
And here's the 5th form, with a whole bunch of invisible fairy pendants, which cause major lag. Well, at least it was lagging horribly back when I did this.
That means this entire thing's possible with all 5 characters. Because this is the same regardless of who you play as.
Yeah, although the indication is kind of bad because, I mean, after a while you figure it out, but I would have made the indications appear for the blocks that that are about to show up instead of the ones that will show up after the ones.
And if you collect the star, you do not die.
Well, you wouldn't die anyway. You wouldn't lose a life. Well, you would die, but you wouldn't lose a life.
No, as in if you would have collected a star and it really would have been a bottomless pit, you would lose a life.
Huh.
Well, anyway, we bid you adieu.